As you can see, it closed by itself and it's opening it. Yeah, that is quite nice. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to open and close the door on PC and mobile. So let's get started. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to create the front door. First of all, I'm just going to just get this part since it's already in the body. And pretty much you just want to create your door in the body first. So I just go duplicate this part. And I just going to do a simple door. Just going to change this out to 0.5. And just gonna move this here. Alright, so far so good. Almost finished with the front door. And yeah, just gonna change the color of this. Just make this a lot more easier to see for the door frame. Yeah, also may as well move the wall back a bit. Just good to move this in a bit. Yeah. I'll just go with this wall door frame for now. So after this, we're going to create our window. Okay, just gonna change that transparency to 0.8. Yeah, I'm just going to name this window 1. Now I'm going to name this window 2, just make that easier. And pretty much what you can do is you can union the door frame with this. So just select all these door frame parts. And then you can just do Control-Shift-G to union it. And now that we did that, we can now change the name of it. I'll just go with door 2. And now we can just group door 2 and window 2 together, just like so. And now name this group front door. Now that we did that, just going to move the door around here. And next, I'm going to just create another door. Move that along here. And I'll just create that a bit more shorter for both of the doors. Just like so. So now that we did that, we just need to name the window 2 for this and door frame 2. Just good to change the name of them. So for this window, just do window 1. For this, I'll do door 1. Yeah, that's good. Now that we did that, what we're going to do is I'm going to add the part in here. Alright, there we go. So just going to drag this part down. Place it around here. And I'm going to change the size of it to 111. This will become a square. I did that. I'm just going to move it closer to around to the edge of door 2. somewhere around there. And now that we did that, just move it down a bit. So what this part's going to be here, we're going to name this one. I can't find name. There we go. For this, I'm going to name this turn 2. And then you can just duplicate this part here. Well, actually, we still need to keep this unanchored, which is skip. And you can turn off can collide for turn 2. And now you can just duplicate turn 2. And then you can just bring that down. Just gonna change the move to 1 after this. Just go move this down 2 says. Just make it easier for myself to add in the hinge constraint. Now, what we can do is we can go to hinge. And pretty much just select this part here. And you can just move this up there. And this will create a hinge. And for this part here, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to name this part pivot 2. Just make that simple. And for turn 2, what we're going to do for this part is we're going to be moving this down to miss. And for that one, you can just keep this one anchored. Well, no, actually, you can just put this to not anchored. And after that, what we're going to do, we're going to weld the door 2 and window 2 to this part. No, actually, we're just going to duplicate these 2. And then we'll just move it over towards this side. And then you can just rename this to pivot 1. And this one will be turn 1. Now that we did that, we can now start welding the door frames and the window. So for this part, you can just click on that, go to model, and you can click on weld, and you can click on window, and you can weld the door 1, 2. I did forget to mention quickly, but if you wanted to see the details for seeing the welds and the hinge constraint, what you just need to do is go to model, then you can just click on easy parts. This part here will show the weld. You just click on that, or you could just do Alt W for it. This here, when you click on it, just shows the constraints. It's like the hinge constraint. Or you could also do Alt D to enable that. And as you can see, if you can see the green lines, that means it's active and it's welding towards the door. If you had one of these parts anchored, like for this one, now if you had this door here anchored, as you can see, window, oh, that's a bit weird. Thought that would make that inactive, not sure why. But anyways, let's start welding the other parts. So if we go to turn 2, we can click weld, start welding the window, and then the door 2. Just like so. Yeah, both of these are unanchored, which is good. So now what we can do is we can bring pivot 1 and pivot 2 up, so it aligns with the hinge constraint. So if you see the balls here in the center like this, no red lines underneath it, and that's good. Alright, I did forget to mention quickly, but if you wanted to see the details for seeing the welds and the hinge constraint, what you just need to do is go to model, then you can just click on easy parts. This part here will show the weld. You just click on that, or you could just do Alt W for it. This here, when you click on it, just shows the constraints. It's like the hinge constraint. Or you could also do Alt D to enable that. Yep, just forgot to show you that. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, what we can do now is customize the hinge constraint. So for these parts here, we just need to change the actuator type to servo. And what the servo will do is it'll be able to twist this part here, since we want this one to twist. And you got right here your angular responsiveness, angular speed, servo torque, and the target angle. For angular speed, that's the maximum speed you can set it to. So you can set it to 1,000 and it will try to reach 1,000 to the maximum. And then for servo torque, that part does is when you increase the number, it will determine how fast it can reach to that top speed. So if it was 1,000 and you did 100, it will slowly get up there. But I'll show it to you once we get started with the door. So let me just leave this one 5,000, and then I'll just do 100 for angular speed. And then just to automatically open the door, we just go to set this target angle here to 90, and as you can see this blue ring around there. So this is just showing you where the hinge constraint is going to move towards. So move towards all the way to this blue line there. Same for this. So I'm just going to click on this hinge constraint, and I'll just change this to -90, just so it opens it the other way. So that's good. Now that we did that, we need to go to Initialize. So we just click underneath H as a tune, and then you can click on Initialize. So once we click Initialize, all you just need to do is just go to line 31 here, to model weld, and pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to put the names of the door here. So door 1, window 1, door 2, and window 2. We're going to be putting the names in this function for model weld. So first of all, what we're going to do is go do for I, V in pairs. Do. And for this part, we're going to do. Wait, no, actually, let me just quickly check what I wanted to do. Yep, so what I wanted to do is in here, after pairs and brackets, we're going to do a get children. And we just go get the children of A for the function model. Don't ask me how this works, because to be honest, I'm also not sure how this works, but I figured this out through experimentation. Pretty much what we're going to do, we're going to do v.name. No, actually, we're going to do if v.name is equal to, and then you could put the parson that you have for front door. So for door 1, door 2, window 1, and window 2, we're going to put all those names in here. So first of all, we're going to do if v.name equals equal to door 1, then what we'll do is we'll do just a task.wait. Next, we'll do else if v.name is equal to door 2. Then what we'll do is we're just going to do task.wait again, and we'll do the same for the windows. So just go copy and paste this to save myself a bit of time. Next part, I go put in the window 1. And lastly is for window 2. And here, else if that does not happen, what we're going to do is we're going to put the make weld, BA, and weld. You could just do Control X here, just cut that out, and then you can just do Control V, just paste that underneath else. We just go put make weld, BA weld in there, and that should hold the door in place. So now if we test this out, the door should be in place and shouldn't be falling off. Oops. Yeah, I definitely made a mistake there. So let me just quickly check what I did wrong. So yeah, the script is fine for initialize. I just said the thing that I forgot to do was I forgot to anchor these bottom parts, the pivot 1 and pivot 2. So just go ahead and just anchor those two. Let's check these are unanchored. And that's good. Doors 2. Okay, good. So now if we test this out, the door should be held in place. And as you can see, it did move, but the others did fall out. So let me just check why that happened. So I did check initialize and I did see what I did wrong in there. So for this part, I did the for loop and after if A is a base part. But actually I was supposed to put that in model, which was my bad. So let me just go ahead and do that quickly. So I'll just do Control X to cut it out. Now just paste it into here. Now what I can do is just Control X for multi-weld BB. And then I'll just paste that underneath else. Okay, else if. Okay, so then what you can do is you can just get rid of the and, which is my bad. And but there is something wrong with the unanchored part and underneath that. Did I missing that? Yep. So just go to enter the function, and I did enter to add the underneath that. Go to Control X to cut that out. And and then Control V to paste that in, and this should be fine. And so now, if we test this out, it should be held in place, hopefully. Yep, and as you can see, it did keep the form in. And as you saw, the bus did open the doors automatically since we set the target angle to 90 and -90. -90 for the pivot 2 and the 90 for the hinge constraint. So now what we can do is I can show you what else you can also do with the hinge constraint. So if we go to, so pretty much what I did is I did press run. So just do test and click on run. That's what I've been doing. So if you just do Control 1, and if you don't see the blue highlight, just do Control 1 again, and you should see it. So if you select on pivot 1, and then you can click on hinge constraint. What we're going to do is, if we set the target angle to 0, just enter. As you saw, it quickly moved back to 0. And we also had the angular speed at 100. But if we were to reduce the server max torque to, let's say, 500 as an example, and we do -90 again, does go up to that point. 50. Could be actually wrong on. Never mind. So if we do lower the amount of servo torque, it does slowly slow down how fast it can get to that top speed. But if we were to increase this to 10, and we go back 0, as you saw, it increases speed much faster. And it can also adjust the maximum speed of the angular speed. So if you did wanted to slow that down to, let's say, 4, it's just going to move at snail pace. Could be wrong about that. And honestly not that bad. It does slow down the speed a bit. So if you do 1, and then 90. As you saw, the maximum speed was 1, so it can't go any higher than that. And you also got your angular responsiveness. I'm not sure exactly what it does, but it kind of, it's a hard thing for me to explain, but it kind of changes how responsive it is. So like, let's say we do 200 for this, and we bring that to 0, it will kind of move past that 0 mark and then come back a bit, since it's very high. Wait, no, it doesn't. So 200, and what we set, and if we set this to 5, and go back to -90, yep, back to normal. So we just need to do this at the higher speed so you can notice that difference when you see angular responsiveness. So increase that to 1000 and then see 5000. And if we just set this back to 200, and when you go to 0, you will notice that this kind of swings to around here and back. Wait, no, actually it doesn't. Not sure why it's not doing that. But if we change this to 5 and go to 90, kind of gets slow sound responsiveness. Okay, so I actually did not know what that does. But as you know, angular speed, that's your maximum speed, server max torque. that determines how quickly you can get the part to go up to that maximum speed. And then you got your target angle. This determines what angle you want it to go, so you can also go to -90. And also you also have your limits enabled here. So when you select that, as you can see these green lines. Those are your angular limits. Your normal angle here is -45. Up angle is 45. And pretty much what that does is when your part goes past either the lower angle or upper angle, it will go past that. So if I were to use the pivot 1 as the example for that, we went to 90. What the limit does, it says nope, you won't go past that limit. No, past the angle of 45 here. But we adjust this to 90. Now it can go all the way to 90 and not go past that. You can add limits enable if you want to, but you don't have to. It is there if you want it. And plus, you also have the restitution. This just determines how elastic it is. So if you change this to 1, 1 back to 0, it's not that elastic. So yeah, I guess I do need to do more research on the restitution and angular responsiveness, just to get a better understanding. But I hope you did like these examples. I did try to go more depth into what these settings can do. But let's get to the scripting part. So now what we're going to do for the front door, we're going to add in a Boolean value. And I just go to name this door value. Just keep things simple. Now for this part here, this will be the one that determines whether this door opens or closes. Pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to add in a script in here. Now just change the name of this to door command. So pretty much we're going to get the door value here. So we do local door value equals script.parent. And then we'll do door value dot change. So pretty much whenever the door value becomes false or true, whenever that changes, it will fire this event. So do connect function, and for the parameter, I'm just going to do value, just to easily determine if we got a true value from door value or a false value from the door value. So for here, we'll say if value equals true, then what we'll do is we'll change the pivot part here. No, in here we're going to change our hinge constraint. We'll just change the target angle here to 90, and this one here to -90 for both of these hinge constraints. So let me first get those hinge constraints. So local hinge 1 equals, actually it will be easier for me to put the hinges with the front door, so let me just move the pivot 1 and pivot to the front door. It'll just make things easier. So now what I can do is I can use door value dot parent dot pivot1 dot hinge constraint, and now we can get our second hinge constraint. So hinge2 equals door value dot parent dot pivot2 dot hinge constraint. So now that we got those parts, we can now do hinge1 dot target angle. That's pretty much the only thing you need to change when you're doing the opening the door or closing it. It's just mainly the target angle. But pretty much for hinge1, if we checked here, we set the target angle for this to be 90. So for this, we'll just set this to 90. And then for the other hinge 2 dot target angle, we'll just set that to -90 when this is true, and then else if the value is false, then all we go do is we go set them to 0. So I just go to do a simple value, equals 0 equals 0. So hinge1 dot target angle equals 0, and hinge2 dot target angle also equals to 0. So in case in the future I ever want to just change both of these target angles to be the same, I can just use 0. So now if we just test it out, and I just click run, so I won't be in the simulation. So here, as you can see, the doors move automatically by itself, since we already put the target angle in as 90 for this door and -90 for the other door. So if we go to the front door, and then door value, if we change this to true, it still stays the same. Nothing changes since we already got the target angles the same as these ones. If we change this to false, as you saw, it quickly shuts the door down. Although I am going to quickly change the settings for these so it doesn't move so fast. So I just go change this to 10, and now change this to 5 for just both of them for the hinge constraints. So 10, 5, and if we just test this out, it should be a bit better. And as you saw, it kind of did go past the angle point. So you cannot delimit there if you don't want that to ever happen. But for me, I just choosing not to do that. And for this, I just go to lower the angle responsiveness, and this should stop that from happening. Yeah, that's a lot more better. I saw it open, and now if we were to just close it, it should close it nicely. Just need to select the bottom part, and then I'll go to door value, true, now false. It nicely closes, just like that. So pretty much, yeah, that is honestly pretty good. So pretty much what we can do after that, we won't want the passengers to come in, and when the door is closed, we want to have can collide on for that. First of all, let me just quickly change the value of this to true, so then after that we can easily change that. So first of all, what we're going to do is Let me just think about this. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to go back to door command. And what we're going to do is in here, since the doors are opening, we want to have can collide turned off for them. So to do this, what we're going to do is go to do well, we can actually just get the door for this. So we'll do local front door equals door value parent, and pretty much we're just getting this part here, the front door. And also I'm just going to group the door 1, door 2, window 2, window 1 together. And now just name this door, just so we can easily get the children of this. So we do dot door. So then pretty much after that we're going to do for I, V, and pairs. We're going to get the children of door here. Let me just change the door quickly. So we'll do door get children to get all these parts here. And then what we can do is we'll do v dot can collide equals false. And it'll turn can collide off for them. And yeah, that will be pretty good. Now you can copy and paste this over to here. And what we're going to do is we're going to be using repeat task.wait until. So pretty much I do sometimes use repeat task.wait. I do sometimes use repeat until, which I don't use it often, but I do use it for the doors, which is interesting. So in until, what we're going to do is you can choose either hinge 1 or hinge 2 for this. So we'll do hinge 1 as our reference. So it says until hinge 1 dot. Let me just check what was it. Here we go, current angle. So for here, when the current angle is greater than or equal to 90, then what we can do is it will go through this. For I, V, and pairs, it'll get the children, and we can set v dot can collide to true. And that means the people won't get into the bus. All these door 1, door 2, window 1, and window 2, they won't get through. So that'll be good. So now that we did that, we can go on to setting up our button for it. So for this, we're going to go to chassis, then click underneath plugins, then just click underneath gauge. For this part, we're going to be doing the PC controls for this. For this, I just need quickly. Wait, no, actually, you click underneath chassis, plugins, and then you just need to click on light add-on. That was the one I was looking for. And underneath here, these are the key codes you can put into here. Right now they're using C, C, L, X, and M. You may want to use something different. Let me just get rid of this because that was not supposed to be there. So for the front door, what we're going to be doing is underneath else if, no, underneath event fire server toggle hazard equals true. We just go to put in else if input dot key code, and pretty much we're just checking if the key code is the same as this part here, is equal to enum dot key code dot, and then pretty much you can choose what key you want this to be. It could be Q, it could be R, T, but for this I go to do M for the front door, and just go to enter it, and as you can see I already put the N in there. So now all I just need to do is just do event fire server at brackets, and then these forgot what these ones were called, and then all we just need to do is just need to put these brackets in there, and then you can just name what you want this event to be. So for this I'm just going to name this front door, just as so, and then after that just click underneath light add-on, and then underneath this event smears lights handler, just click on handler, and this is where you will receive the event. Just need to get rid of this quickly so I can tell you what I wanted to say. Nope. There we go. So for this part here, what I wanted to do is we'll do else if data, and then you just need to put the name of the event you put in. So for me I put in front door, so just do front door. You can also just click light add-on to see what the name of the door is supposed to be. And why did this? Why is this receive an error? Alright, I actually forgot to put in true. My bad. Just put in true there. That'll just put that special bracket in there. And yeah, that should be fine. So yeah, in here what we're going to do is we'll put else if data and name of the event you put in here. Then what we'll do, we'll put in if car dot body. So right now we made it to the body here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to the front door over here. Dot front door dot door value dot value, and pretty much what we're going to do is we're getting the value of door value and checking if this is true or false. So if this part here is equal to true, then what we can do is we can set this false. So all I'm just going to do is just copy this here and just paste this to save myself time. You can just backspace this, just put up to equals, and then you can just put in false. Then after that we'll do else if, and then I can just copy this and paste car.body front door door value door value is equals false. Then all we just need to do is change that to true. So I'll just copy this, paste, now change this to true. And yeah, now we got our own key code we can use to open the door just by a button. So now if I were to test this out, I'll just click play here. Yeah, if we just go to our seat. Okay, that's weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, so checking why I couldn't move the bus, and I figured out what the reason was. So for this one, underneath the name before I had tax.wait, and all you just need to do is just change it to continue, and it'll just go by it, and it will just fix the problem of it. So now if we test this out, we should be able to open the doors fine. And that was for Initialize that I was fixing, by the way. So if we press M, let me just check the errors underneath. Key code. Let me just check underneath what their error was. Key code. Oh, actually, I misspelled the key code. So let me go ahead and fix that. So all I just got to do is just change the lowercase c to uppercase C. Yeah, that should fix it. And the door should work. Oh, yeah. Yep, door's open normally. We can go in. And what we can do, press M. It does close it, but okay. I do need to fix the closing part quickly. So if we go to door command, sure, I don't know why the greater than or equal to 0. Actually, what this should be is less than or equal to 0. That's what I should set this to. And yeah, that should be fine. So now if we go ahead and test this out, we go to our seat, and if we look at the door, as you can see, it's closed by itself, and it's opening it. Yeah, that is quite nice. Although, I don't like how it kind of opens partially. Like, kind of open this somewhere around there. So what we can do is just grab the attachments. Pretty much just grab these attachments there, and we just need to just move them off to the side a bit. And all we just need to do is just keep testing it. My bad. So we'll just grab the attachment 1 from turn 1. And we just need to grab the other attachment from pivot 1. So I'll just move them to 0.5. And then you can just click on run just to see what it looks like. And as you can see, it started to open it up a bit more towards here, which is good. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm speeding up the video just to show you how I'm slowly adjusting the attachments just so I can get the door to the right position that I want. So yeah, now we adjusted the doors, looking better. Now what we can do is we can get onto the mobile button. So first of all we're going to do is, now I can just get rid of these ones. They were supposed to be there. Just click a chassis tune, plugins, Now we just go to the buttons. Pretty much I go to Control C to copy the buttons. And then inside the GUI, I'm going to put in a screen GUI. Get rid of that. And then you can do Control Shift V to paste in the buttons. And then I just go to just have that open. Then you can just click visible from the buttons so you can see what they are like. So now what you can do actually is you can create a button for here. So I just go to do make a copy enter this. Just go put it underneath exit. And then I just go to name this front door. I'll just change the color of the background just to more of a lighter color. No, actually, let's just copy it from here. That one will be our front door. So I'll just rename this part here to front door. And then here, since we copied enter this, we do need to have our object value. So I just go to put in object value. And this part here will be for our front door. So I'm gonna name this front door value. And all I just need to do, just click on value and then just scroll all the way to door value. Just click on that. And now we can easily access that. So now that we did that, let's just rename this to front door for the script. So now what we're going to do is we can just get rid of all these stuff up there. So now all we just need to do is get our front door value. So I'll just rename this to front door value since we have it already. And then we'll get our value there. Just gonna get rid of that. So now we're good to front door value the button, one click, connect function. I mean on mobile you can still click on it and it will also work on PC too. But if you don't want to do that, you can also do front door value dot. Wait, no, actually, this is the front door button, so I just need to change that to front door button. What you can do for mobile is, if we go to touch, you get all these different kinds of events you can do. You could do touch taps, so when the player taps on the screen, it will fire that event. You can also do that too, but mouse button one, like was it? Let me just check quickly. Yep, mouse button one click. That one will also work, but it'll probably be better to do touch tap now think about it. So right here we do front door button dot touch tab connect function. And we just need to get our front door value. So front door value equals front door button dot front door value. Now all we got to do is front door value dot value. And pretty much what this does is it goes straight to the door value, and we want to get the value of the door value, so we do value again. So pretty much you can do front door value dot value dot value, equals not front door value dot value dot value, and it'll just do the opposite value of that. So if we go ahead and test that out, but first I just need to move the buttons back. So I just go to delete that button, just go to Control X. Okay, just need to exit out of the scripts first before I can move them. Okay, so I just go to Control X. And then I go to click on plugins and do Control Shift V. Try to put the buttons in. And now if we test this out, and to go on mobile, well, to emulate being on mobile, just click on test, then device, and yeah, you can change what device you want to be on. It could be on phone, tablet. You can also do Xbox just to emulate this. And since we chose phone, it will show us the mobile controls, so you can also test it on that, which is quite nice. So yeah. So if we just move it to here, and we click on front door, right now that's not working. Let me just check what the error was. So yeah, I think for front door, since it's touch tab, it won't work for it. So what we're going to do is we'll go back to our front door. So I just clicked on buttons here. Where is that front door? Because I didn't know I saw it. Frame. Oh, here it goes. It was underneath frame. So I'm just going to copy this, paste. And for this part, I'm just going to change it to mouse button one click. So we can also test that out. So now if we were to test it, it should work. So we close and we click it, it does open. So yeah, that's how you do the mobile one. And also, just so that people don't see these blocks, all you just have to do is just change the transparency to 1, and they won't see it, and they'll just see the door opening, and that'll be it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful. And if you do want to check out the previous tutorial, you can. Or if you want to check out the next one, you can also do that.